Good morning. My name is Leanne Peters. I'm from Temple of Balance, and I'm here to pull some cards for this week ahead. That's this week starting Monday the 17th of November through till Sunday the 23rd of November 2025. So I do trust this video finds you well and that things are in good flow for you. I am coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Monday the 17th of November and the time is 9:47 a.m. I want to start by sending out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through our website or through our gallery at Harmony on High Street. I thank you so much for your support. So if you're new to watching, welcome. What I'm going to be doing is using my Oracle cards. I've got two decks combined here. We've got the Speed of Light Oracle combined with the Animal Kingdom Oracle cards, and these decks have been combined to create a deck of 110 cards. So I created, got a dragon on the bottom. I created, illustrated and did everything except for the printing on these decks of cards. So I know these decks pretty well. So I'll be using this deck to find the best cards that the majority of us need for this week ahead. I am not pulling cards for individuals. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared supports you at this time. I do recommend that you take on board what does feel right and what does resonate and what does fit into your life easily, and let the rest go. So let's see what might be in store for us this week. So I'm looking for the best cards that the majority of us need for this week, starting the 17th of November through to Sunday the 23rd of November 2025. And the best cards that the majority of us need for this week are these. So I'm going to lay these face down here next to me, so just bear with me a moment. Okay, let's get straight into it. Monday the 17th of November, we have an Animal Kingdom Oracle card, and we have the Monkey card 13. The Monkey reminds us to cooperate. So we might find that Monday may test our ability to be cooperative, or we might find the energy coming in quite a cooperative way, which would be very nice if that happens. There is also a social element with the monkey, and the monkey reminds us to keep going with the flow. As the monkey, I visualize it swinging from branch to branch. We've been encouraged to swing from branch to branch too. So flowing from one thing to the next thing to the next thing to the next thing. Not one thing and then trying to skip over to the fifth branch over there. So one thing at a time. So this is synchronicity. This is the order of things. This is the steps we take as we move towards something, that the steps need to be taken in concession, in order in some ways. Sometimes we don't know the order. In fact, often we don't know it until we look back later. But we can trust in the order and the flow of things as we're going. And then with hindsight, we can look back and see why we needed to do that then, and then this other thing followed. So we can trust in the order of things. We can trust in the flow of things as we're moving forward in our life. So that's a really good start to the week. That's Monday. Now Tuesday, the 18th of November, Speed of Light Oracle card. We have... I'm going to sneeze. If I say that, it might go away. We have pause for Tuesday, the 18th. It's card 25, and it says hold, time, transition, suspension, and limbo. So Tuesday suggests that with this particular card that there might be a kind of pause energy around. Some of us might be waiting on something, waiting on some news or waiting on information, waiting on the green light to turn on. But it may not happen, especially around Tuesday. Tuesday feels to be like we're in a bit of a holding pattern. It's often an opportunity for us to look at things that aren't working for us in our life and look at the things that need healing and releasing. when we're in that sort of limbo holding pattern. It also suggests, this card, that some of us are transitioning into a new phase or a new chapter, a new part of ourselves or our lives. So there could be change also that's underway that we're transitioning through. So we transition through, we hopefully work out things as we go, maybe even sort of go through a period of digestion as we digest what's been happening and come to terms with the reality of what's happening as well. So there is this sort of energy around a bit of a change that's taking place, and we might find Tuesday is a time to, what is the word here? I feel like, what is it? Tuesday might be a day where we sort of do our best to move through the transitions and the changes, and then sort of lock into the reality of those changes as we're going. So it might be little things that we're digesting or coming to terms with as we go or as we move through this change period. It sort of feels a little bit like an integration or a digesting something, you know, when we're trying to figure out why this thing happened, and we're trying to look at it from all different angles, and then we might hopefully land on what we think is the reason for this particular thing happening. It feels like small little pieces of this, which is very interesting. So little pieces hopefully dropping into place. But we might feel like we're on hold. We might feel like we're in limbo, especially around Tuesday. So that's for Tuesday. Now Wednesday, we're going straight to Wednesday here as well. Good morning, everybody. Lovely to see you. Wednesday the 19th, Animal Kingdom Oracle card. We have the Earth Dragon, card 25. It says physical reformation. So this is suggesting that there are physical changes that we're going through. Physical in our body, physical in our physical life. So changes in our home, our finances, our workplace, our work situation, maybe relationships, but changes or a reforming, a transformation that's taking place on the physical. This sort of helps make the other card make a little bit more sense too, because if we are going through physical changes, then it's probably this sort of, I don't really like using this word digesting it, but this is the best word I can find right now. But these little incremental digesting of what's happening, the changes that are taking place, and sort of little increments and small pieces of this, of digesting these things. Now, if this is connecting with our physical life, our physical body, and the changes that we're experiencing on a physical level, then this makes a lot of sense, because digesting is sort of a very physical thing to do when we're literally digesting. But it's like when we're digesting energetically, we're trying to understand why something happened, or we're aligning ourselves with the changes that are taking place, little increments at a time, or it doesn't have to be little, but increments in increments. So changes are taking place. Are we letting the changes happen, or are we pushing against them? Are we going with the flow and the movement of these changes? Are we going as best as we can, like the monkey suggested for early in the week, is moving from branch to branch, from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, in the synchronistic order of things, the flow of things? Are we moving with the changes, or are we trying to swim against the current and trying to swim against the stream? Because we might find that really exhausting if we're resisting the changes that are naturally taking place. Then we might find ourselves exhausted and sort of resisting or avoiding, or maybe even scared of, the changes that we sort of know that are happening that we may be ignoring at this time. So let's move with the changes. As things change, they lift up and they move down in our life. Things are always changing in life. People come, people go. Nothing ever stays the same forever. We know that. So if we can capture these pockets and moments, these special, these good times, if we can capture those for a little bit, then that's extra special. But things are always moving. They're always moving forward. Life is change. So are we moving with this change? We might explore that around the middle of the week. Are we moving with it? Are we resisting it? Are we opening doors? Or are we putting our foot in the door and trying to prop things open that have long expired? So there might be deep things that we're kind of exploring middle of the week. Okay, Thursday. Let's go Thursday here. Thursday, Animal Kingdom Oracle. We have the Stallion, card 1. So this already suggests new beginnings. And the Stallion reminds us to untie yourself. Untie yourself. So because this is card 1, it also feels like there's new beginnings in the air, especially if we've released our resistance to the changes that are taking place physically, the physical changes. If we are trying to move more with the flow of those, then I feel like this is going to help bring this new beginning in, where we move with it rather than against it. The Stallion reminds us to untie ourselves, especially if we have been feeling If we've been feeling tied down, limited, constricted, held back, bored, and we're not really flowing with things particularly well. Maybe we've been feeling stuck or stagnant also. That's a sign of not moving with the flow of things. So if we're trying to be somewhere else or go back to how things were, that can also hold this stagnant energy around. If we're not moving with the change, things stagnate. So as we get things moving this week, especially by around the middle of the week, there is this sense with the Stallion of letting our wild spirit run free. So a part of us that's perhaps felt stuck and stagnant or bored or stale or tamed or restricted, that we're starting to move things. So it feels like around the middle of the week we're starting to move energy. Things may feel a bit like they're hovering before the middle of the week, like they're in limbo or we're waiting or something's not happening. We're feeling stuck or stagnant. But around Wednesday and especially into Thursday, things start moving. The Stallion's very much got a lot of action and movement energy to it. There is a determination and a willpower with the Stallion too. So it's like we get focused and we just move. And we move with the current, we move with the flow of things and the flow that our life, the direction our life is wanting to take. Now I'm going to look here at Friday the 21st of November, Speed of Light Oracle cards. We have Scattered, card 13. It says overwhelm, confusion, concentrate and plan. This is a very interesting card to have up right now when I've just been talking about like a stagnant, stale, perhaps hovering energy that potentially starts moving around the middle of the week, especially Wednesday, Thursday. This is also movement. I mean, it might be chaos, it might be scattering, it might be overwhelming, but this is also very much movement. And this usually comes in when there's something new that's coming in that feels quite chaotic, because the chaos is like the new unmanifest or unknown or unscripted. It's not something we can describe or lay out yet. It is like raw primal energy that's stirring and shaking and shifting things. So it sort of feels very scattering. It can feel quite overwhelming. It can feel quite like we're being pulled in multiple directions. But actually the key with this energy is its movement, and it is new. So there's something new that's potentially coming in. What we're being encouraged to do to help us harness this wild energy, creating is a great way to work with this energy and try and harness it. Also creating a simple, doable plan. So something we can just achieve today. It might be something small, or little goals that we can set ourselves that are doable. Not pie in the sky, unrealistic goals, but small little doable goals, that tasks that we need to do or whatever it might be, a plan that we can lay out, something small and doable that we can do throughout the day so that we can start harnessing and bringing this energy through. It is wild, it is chaotic, it is quite crazy and it may be overwhelming. But if we feel overwhelmed, it's a sure sign that we need a break. So there's something more usually at play when overwhelm has kicked in. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, maybe consider taking a break, but also try and work with this energy as best as you can by harnessing it in some way. How can you gently harness this energy if you feel it? So again, we've got moving energy. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, strong, because we've got the Earth Dragon, that's strong. We've got the Stallion, that's strong. And the scattered energy, this crazy, wild, primal, creative energy is also very strong. So I'm keen to see what this last card is. This is for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, so the 22nd, 23rd of November, Speed of Light Oracle. Oh, we have the Spirit Bird, and I can just hear the birds singing and whistling. This is really nice, and I don't think we've seen this card for months. It's card 37, Spirit Bird. It says heart, song, joy, excitement, and motivation. But this is settled. Now see how the bird's sitting here? It's sitting on a branch, it's settled. So this is probably the first time, perhaps over several days, maybe even for the week, potentially in the weekend, that we will probably feel a little bit more settled, perhaps drawn to music, drawn to song, drawn to sing or whistle, or spend time out in nature listening to the birds or listening to the animals. So there's something very vocal that I can almost hear for the weekend. So it's like a singing, it's a joy, it's a skip to our step. It's a whistle while we work. There is just this general sense of joy coming in for the weekend, which is quite exciting and highly motivating. So the motivating movement, action energy continues, but it feels a little bit more settled, a little bit more, wow, you know, I am in awe by these moments, that sort of feeling. So the Spirit Bird. Whistle while you work. Skip. Invite a skip to your step. Dance, sing, enjoy the beauty all around. So things do feel a bit more settling, but very joyful coming and emanating out of us. So that's our card for the weekend. So I am going to pull a card for the theme. Before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment, please share if you're inspired to. If you'd like to learn more about the cards I've used today, you can learn more about them on my website at templeofbalance.com.au. Also, we have our gallery. So Corey, my husband, and I, we opened an art gallery and art hub in Campbelltown, Tasmania, in our hometown here. We opened up that a year ago this weekend. So we're having our first birthday celebrations. If you're in Tasmania, if you're in the area and you'd like to come and visit and say hi and see what's going on, then you're very, very welcome. That's Harmony on High Street in Campbelltown. You can find us on Facebook and you can see a program. But let me know if you can't find it and I can point you in the right direction. So let's grab our theme card. So I'm feeling things, well, we sort of start the week Monday potentially moving. There's a bit of a hovery limbo energy coming in for around Tuesday, but then things move again. So we might have a temporary pause early in the week where things feel a bit stale. And then if we can move with it or unblock ourselves, if there's a block or some sort of dam wall in the way, if we can unblock that or move over it, I feel like there's a lot of movement and a lot of potential shifting and productivity potentially once we get over that middle part of the week. So the best theme card for the majority of us for this week, the 17th till the 23rd of November 2025, is, this will bring the whole week together and help us see the bigger picture for this week. It's Speed of Light Oracle card. And we have the Wolf, card 44. The Wolf says, instincts, moon, cycles, flow, and trust. So we've been encouraged through the energy of the wolf and this particular card as our theme to trust in our instincts this week and to trust in the flow of things, but also to trust in the cycles of things. That things move in cycles, they move in phases. So let's trust in the movement and the cycles and the flow of things, and let's move with these things, especially if they're physical, especially as our physical body changes as we age, for example. Can we flow with those shifts and those movements as best as we can? We can trust our instincts and our intuition. Our instincts and our intuition is right for us. My instincts and intuition aren't right for you, though. They may support you, but it's up to us to tap into our own intuition. I don't want to go around telling everyone what my intuition says about them. It's better if we can all trust and tap into our intuition and our instincts ourselves and get to know that's those subtle senses that help us detect things that we may not see or hear or realize without those subtle senses. So our instincts and our intuition is strong, and we can trust our instincts and our intuition for us. So we've been encouraged this week to trust our instincts and intuition, perhaps more than before. We can trust it if we have this feeling or this inkling or this knowing. Let's trust it and see where it takes us. Let's also move with the cycles and the phases that we're going through physically and emotionally within ourselves. Let's move with that. And the lunar energy potentially strong for some of us too. So let's trust in the flow and the movement this week. Thank you very much for watching. Have a fantastic week, and I look forward to connecting with you again real soon. Take care of yourself, and goodbye for now.